What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from the Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, and they're out of both Chico, California, and Mills River, North Carolina, and this is their 40th Hoppy Anniversary Ale. So they're calling this one an American IPA. It comes in at 6% alcohol by volume, 65 IBUs, and at the time of review, this bottle is just under 2 months old. Now on the back here, they have a little spiel that I will read because this is their anniversary ale, their 40th anniversary ale. It says, hop-forward beers weren't popular when we started brewing in 1980, but we love them, and we knew that if we were going to open a brewery, we'd better make something distinctive. It's been 40 years since then, and we're brewing what we love. This beer showcases the bold flavors and aromas of a classic West Coast IPA, intense pine and citrus with a deep gold color and slight caramel sweetness. Here's to following your passion into the next 40 years. Well, I was born in 1940, so damn, am I old. And also, that's when Sierra Nevada started. Crazy shit. Anyway, I've seen a couple people review this one, and most of the people that I've seen review on YouTube and on Untappd, they liked it, but it was kind of in the Sierra Nevada vein, and I think that's kind of what they're going for. I mean, they're known for their West Coast IPAs, going back, we're talking about their their Pale Ales, the classic, and then Torpedo, and just known for the West Coast style, and that's what I kind of expect this beer to be. So let's give it a pour, see what we got going on. So yeah, that pours out like an old school American IPA, West Coast IPA, whatever you want to say. They're brewing this one with, I think it's Cluster, Cascade, and Centennial. Could be wrong, but I think it's those 3 C hops. Anyway, that pours out this really nice, I'd say golden orange color. Somewhat murky. There's a very fine particulates in here. It's not, super filtered, but somewhat filtered. Has about a finger of this bright white, fluffy looking head, but it looks nice. Looks like a very nice, old school American IPA, West Coast IPA, whatever. And it smells like it. I mean, it is unmistakable. Caramel sweetness. This one has, wow, hang on, a very big, vibrant, like orange character, orange juice, orange pith, orange peel, just all the orange, maybe a slight tangerine kick too, touch of like a white grapefruit, and then pine resin. Yeah, I mean, what they said on the back of the label is kind of what I typically get in West Coast style IPAs, double IPAs. You get a caramel sweetness, sometimes a breadiness from the malt base. You get mostly citrus characters, whether it's orange or grapefruit, whatever the case may be, and then usually a big pine resin. Kind of getting that in here. It's not super intense. Now, this is not ideal freshness. This is under 2 months old. I would like to drink this under 1 month old, but I picked this up recently for my shelfie beers to review in February, and I actually haven't seen it until maybe like a week or 2 ago. So Sierra Nevada, we don't usually typically get super fresh here. We do, I believe, get the bottles from Mills River, their facility. The Sierra Nevada brewery in Mills River. Yeah, it smells really good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Kind of exactly what I thought it was going to be. Body on this one, medium, touch over medium. Very nice body at 6%. The mouthfeel, crisp. It's crisp, but it has a nice crisp, carbonated, like effervescent kind of feel on it, but not too much, not too overbearing. Quite smooth as well. The flavors carry over to a T from the nose. We're up front. There's this nice bready caramel malt base that hits you right at the front of the palate. It's sweet. Passes through. That orange pops in. In the taste, it's more of like an orange peel, orange pith, as opposed to like an orange juice, but there is still slight juicy qualities to the orange. There's tangerine, white grapefruit, and then mid-palate is kind of where it changes from that sweet caramel breadiness to the pithy, bittering citrus tones of the orange and the grapefruit. And then as it finishes, the pine resin sticks in, the bitterness hits, and it finishes with a moderately bitter, slight resinous pine kind of finish. This is a semi-dry finish, very minute residual sweetness, and it's kind of the style to a T. 6%, yeah, it drinks like it's 6%. Very easy to quaff. Dare I say very quaffable. Now, a lot of people might be disappointed that for their 40th anniversary that they just brewed a West Coast style IPA and, there's so many of them out there that they've produced and that so many places have produced. And nowadays, West Coast IPAs are on the back burner for New England style and milkshake IPAs and all kinds of crazy shit. But I'm glad they went back to their roots, because to me, this is what Sierra Nevada is. This is what a lot of West Coast breweries are. I didn't used to like West Coast style IPAs. I've mentioned this in a lot of reviews before. I just never was really a fan going back 5+ years. I always found them a little bit too bitter to my palate. The pine resin I really didn't dig. Something changed in my palate over the last couple years where now I appreciate these way more than I ever did, and I actually like them. And I'm liking New England style IPAs that bring the hybrid of the West Coast style to the New England style, where you get the juiciness and the great mouthfeel of a New England style, but then you get like the moderately bitter, maybe slightly citrus and resinous pine qualities you get of a West Coast style. So for me, I'm glad they went back to the roots. I'm glad they brewed this one. I'm glad they said, here's our 40th anniversary, kind of what we're known for. Back when we were doing it in 1980, there weren't a lot of hop forward beers, and let's just do a classic West Coast IPA, and I think they've done a damn good job with it. If you want to talk about a West Coast style IPA, I would give this like a 4.5 out of 5, maybe even higher. I think it hits pretty much the nail on the head. Not the most, dare I say, bombastic, shout out to Paul over at PA Brew News, or it's not the most intense and just punching the face with flavors beer, but this is a really well-made, easygoing West Coast style IPA. I could drink a ton of them. It's not too bitter. Like I said, it has a moderate bitterness as opposed to like a really high bitterness. Very easy to drink. I like the flavors. They're nice. So I'm going to give the 40th Hoppy Anniversary Ale from Sierra Nevada a straight 4 out of 5. It's a good beer. It's a damn tasty beer. I might actually go buy another bottle or two just to have, because this is just hitting quite well for me right now, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, anyway, if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. I'm sure a lot of people have had this because their availability, so price and availability, their availability pretty much everywhere. If you're in the States, you probably can get Sierra Nevada. And price point on this one, I think it was $10 or $11 a 6-pack. I think it was $9.99 at some places, $10.99 at others. I think I paid just under $2 for this bottle, so fucking great price point. Sierra Nevada is known for their great price points. Not as good as Lagunitas, say, but definitely up there. So yeah, if you haven't had this one before and you're worried about maybe picking it up now because at the time of this review goes out, it might be like 9 or 10 weeks old, I don't think so. I think this is going to hold up for at least another month because it held up to the 2-month mark. Fucking drinking great. Yeah, well-made beer. 4 out of 5. 40th Hoppy Anniversary Ale, Sierra Nevada. Like I said, if you had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one, cheers.